Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Caught Lookin. I'm back. Big thank you to Kelsey for filling in for me last week and giving me a night off. Joining me this week are Nicole and Mary, and also across the diamond guest, Shay. Welcome, Shay. Thanks for joining
Hi,
us.
thank you so much for
Hi.
having me.
Of course. So, I'm going to apologize in advance. I am sorry that you're Mariners. I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that you experienced a loss, but I'm not sorry that
Yeah,
I experienced a win.
I mean, it comes with the territory being a Mariners fan, unfortunately.
Yeah, you guys seem to have kind of fallen into a very similar curse that Cleveland has been carrying on their shoulders for a long time, also.
A lot of camaraderie there.
Yes.
Yes. Just FYI for people who are listening, Shay is in a vehicle actually coming back from the Cleveland game tonight. So if we lose her or her audio gets garbled, that might be the reason why. So just
Yeah.
FYI while we're hanging out tonight.
To defend her, she is being safe. She is not driving.
I'm not
Yes.
driving.
No distracted
No.
driving on this podcast.
No, there
No.
is a silent guest star, fiance Ryan, who is driving the car. So thank you, fiance Ryan, for shout out.
Instead of the
Shout out.
DD, it's the PD, the pod driver. It's funny in my head. It came out. It was dumb. Whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, Shay, since you were at the game, did you go to what games did you go to this weekend? Did you just go to the one today or?
I was at today's and yesterday's.
Oh, cool. I'm sorry you had to see two wins from us and you didn't
Yes,
see the one.
Again, that seems to be what happens. The only time I successfully see them win is in Seattle, where
Oh.
I went there, I saw 4 games and they won 3.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to see a win, I feel like you would want it to be in the home stadium.
True, but I mean, we all want to see.
I mean,
wins.
yes.
We all want to see wins. But yeah, I the energy being in, like, surrounded by all the Mariners fans is awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially after your guys' season last year. I mean, it means it's kind of disappointing this year, unfortunately, but were you able to go last year at all and see any games in Seattle?
No, I
Oh.
wasn't there last year. I was
Oh.
there like a month and a half or so ago, end of May, and I got to see 4 games there and 3 wins. But before that, I haven't been back to Seattle since 2023.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So I do have to ask, you live in Ohio. You're actually an Ohio native. Were you born and raised here?
Yep, born and raised about an hour from Cincinnati.
So
Wow.
why the Mariners?
So I'm gonna have you guys take a journey with me back to 1990s because it starts with my mom and dad. My mom and dad were born in late 70s, and as they were growing up, obviously, I don't know if you've heard of this guy who played for the Mariners back in the late 80s, early 90s, kind of an unknown guy, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, I think I've heard of him before.
You heard of
Yes.
that guy? Yeah.
Little familiar.
Kind of like a niche player there.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
They were in their teens when he was playing and at his peak with the Mariners. But then when he was traded to Cincinnati, my dad followed him and became a Reds fan. But my mom stayed with the Mariners because she then started watching like Randy Johnson and Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, that whole squad, and has been following them loosely ever since. But then in my childhood, we didn't really do a whole lot of sports stuff. My mom's ex-husband thought sports were stupid and he thought he was better than liking sports and
He's
blah blah blah.
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was annoying, except for his family were Bengals fans.
Well, I think we can all agree with you on that one.
Yeah. But then my mom met her now wife, my stepmom, who is a Cleveland fan. Actually, she's
We
a
love
Browns.
stepmom.
Yeah, she is a Browns fan, loosely a Guardians fan, but just Cleveland in general. And she was watching the Browns, and we were still kind of in that mindset of like sports, whatever. But as we started watching more and more on Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays, we're like, okay, well, this is actually kind of fun, but we don't want to cheer for the Browns. They suck.
Fair.
They suck, and their jerseys, I'm sorry, not cute.
No, it's not.
They grew on me.
Yeah, I mean, they've grown on me now, just being just growing up in a Browns household. And I do have a soft spot for them.
Yes.
I consider them loosely my AFC team. But then we decided that we were going to follow the Seahawks because my mom already had that Seattle connection with the Mariners. Plus, the colors of the Seahawks, number one, are phenomenal.
I
But-
love
Yes.
their
All Seattle
branding.
colors.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yes.
But the navy blue is the color of my great grandmother's cancer ribbon. It's the color for colon cancer.
Oh.
And the lime green is my mom's cancer ribbon color, which is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Well, I mean, I
so
don't want to say it's fate, but that's, I mean,
it's a
it's a
pretty cool
it's
little
a cute
tie-in.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a little tie-in.
Bittersweet.
But so the year we started following the Seahawks was 2013, which was the year that led up to their first Super Bowl win.
That's a good time.
That's
Started at an
awesome.
excellent time to
Yes.
be a Seahawks fan. The next year, however, was not as fun.
That's normally how it works, I feel like.
Yeah. But then, so we were just football for a long time. And then Seattle got a hockey team. I was super excited to follow a hockey team because, like, it's really cool to say that you could follow a team since they started.
That is
Yep.
neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 21-22, I watched their inaugural season. And then after that, I didn't have any sport to watch and I was bored. And my friends were all talking about the Mariners. Like, okay, guess I'll turn on a game. Mom used to watch them. Let's see how they're doing. They were in the, like, at the end of their 21-year playoff drought. I'm like, this is about right. It's about right. But then that was the year that Cal Raleigh broke the drought. So it's just a really, like, I guess
Yep.
I'm good luck when it comes to joining a new sport.
Yeah. Because that would have been what, the same year, if I'm remembering correctly. Cleveland had just set the record the day prior for the longest postseason game with our 14-inning game that OG walked off.
Yep.
And then it was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
next game was Astros in Seattle, and that ended up being like
And
a
then-
16-inning game.
Yes.
It was 18 innings, not just 18 innings, 18 innings of 0-0.
Oh yeah, no,
score.
that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
were we 0-0 or we won
Yes, we
one the
were.
entire time?
We were.
Yeah.
It was 0-0. Barely anybody on base.
It was
yeah.
insane because they were
The
so
whole
similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole time. And then the
uncanny.
Astros scored. It was Jeremy Pena in the top of the 18th. And then we couldn't tie it up, couldn't walk it off or anything like that. And I'm like, oh, so Tom Hanks lied. There is, in fact, crying in baseball. There's a lot of crying in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's the long story of how I became a Seattle fan, just being in Southwest Ohio.
I
Neat.
understand
That's a fun
the
journey.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. So I'm actually I was born and raised in Ohio, born and raised in Cleveland, outside of Cleveland. But I moved down here I'm in Virginia now, and I moved down here after I graduated college in 2007. So I have two kids myself who were born and raised in Virginia, but we are raising them Cleveland fans because I will not allow a Washington Commanders fan, Washington Nationals fan, maybe Capitals because we don't have a hockey
No.
team.
No.
So okay,
Can I
Nicole
veto
says
that?
no.
I would like to veto the Capitals, please.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, so
first of
Capitals
all-
have been vetoed.
first of all,
we're not
one-
a hockey household anyways. So.
First of all,
Gotta get on the monster
is
train.
you as a designer, like a graphic designer, look at the Capitals logo and tell me why the stick that they use in hockey, which is L-shaped, is used as the T in the logo, and you'll understand why I say no to the Capitals.
I don't like that.
Fair.
Not
I
even
haven't
Ovechkin
looked.
or Tom Wilson. It's that alone.
I haven't looked too hard at it, so now I'll have to double check it. Just to make me hate my life whenever I see it around town.
I mean, by association, if you're making your kids Cleveland fans, the Cleveland Monsters are there, which are
It's
the
true.
affiliate of the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I feel like a Blue Jackets household isn't that far off.
That's true. Nicole has been trying to get me into hockey. She
All you gotta
inundates
do really
me.
is just come to a Blue Jackets game and you'll
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
The team again might suck, but it's so much fun.
I mean,
It's so much
I'm
fun.
a Browns fan. I was a Guards fan. I've been a Cavs fan. Like, I understand a team that sucks, and I will.
You think you can
I
do without
watched
them.
every single game of that 32 season, 2 seasons that we had with the Browns. Every game.
That was
Oh,
2016.
Yeah,
I think.
I always tell people
Yeah.
like that's the reason I have a soft spot for the Browns is because I was there for the 1-31 season.
Yeah.
I was there for the Christmas Eve miracle.
Regardless of what is happening right now in that team, in that front office, and that, the quarterback bullshit that they go through every single year, they're still my team, and I will
Yeah.
still watch them. I'm just not going to be as excited about them as I am about the Guards currently.
That's fair. And like you can always have like certain Browns players that you like.
Yes.
Obviously, for me it was Myles Garrett, but now I have to
Hmm.
hate him because he's a Ram.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have to
that's
hate
a
him.
bummer.
It was actually really close between the Rams getting him and Seattle. They were both bidding.
Oh.
Can you imagine the Seattle defense with
Oh,
Myles
That'd be
Garrett?
so much better. I would like that so much
know.
more.
personally, just in my non-biased opinion, like I think that would be a lot better.
Yeah, we'll see how this year goes. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about baseball because it's
This
baseball
isn't
season.
Browns
Baseball.
No, it's not a Browns podcast. It's definitely not a Browns podcast. It will never be a Browns podcast.
I'd have to go in a separate room if it was a Browns podcast.
I'd be screaming into a pillow if it was a Browns podcast.
Right.
But also,
I think this episode would get pulled for the amount of expletives that we would have if this
But
was
There's
Browns
only
podcast.
one Watson I recognize, and his first name's
Yes!
Khalil.
Salute. There's now a Watson we can happily cheer for in Cleveland. I do apologize that our RBI Khalil has RBI'd all over the place.
I love him.
These past couple
called
days
him-
on you guys.
I called him a load-bearing Khalil Watson. So he's a load-bearing. He's load-bearing now.
I do feel like he is kind of a load-bearing moment. We did so one thing how do I want to say this? So I feel like Vote's game management has changed a lot over the past, like just 2 weeks alone. Shay, I don't know how much of the Guardians you watch, but I feel like for a while he would kind of like for bullpens, he would leave pitchers in there just a little too long. He wouldn't pinch hit for guys as much. Now all of a sudden he is emptying the goddamn bench every time a pitching change comes up. We had nobody on our bench today after he pinch hit for literally everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's gone from like 0 to 100 all of a sudden the way he manages a game when it comes to bullpens. Because also he pulled last night. Who did he pull? Armstrong or the other guy who looks like Armstrong? That's Holderman. I always get those two confused.
I do too. Men,
because I don't think I've ever seen Vote pull a guy as soon as he hit his 3 pitchers. Like I feel like normally he'll leave a pitcher out there to like try and close out the inning, and he'll always leave him out there just a little bit too long. But this time he saw Holderman struggling and was like, "Nope, get him out of there."
Yeah, he pulled out that sheep's hook, like yoink.
Yeah,
It's
no,
very
that's
odd for
exactly
him.
yeah. So I'm interested to see how he continues, if he keeps up this very, very aggressive game management that I feel like he's adopted recently. I don't know. I'm curious to see what triggered it. If there was something
Could have
that
been the injuries. They could have just been like the spark. He's like, well, maybe I need to do a little bit this way instead, try something different, try something new, since I can't really, we keep like, I don't know, they needed a spark because it's like you only have relying on 3 guys, it felt like, to actually do anything. I mean, obviously I'm being, it's like they have been acting like we don't know how to play baseball. I mean, yes and no, but I don't know. It's just been a crazy,
it's been a rough
couple of
stretch.
weeks. Yeah.
Which you guys have, the Mariners have also endured a relatively rough stretch, haven't they?
Yes, and they are I feel like if you look up the definition of mid in the dictionary, there is a Mariners logo there because they cannot stay more than 2 games above 500. They are just mid. And it's so frustrating to watch because you look at the players that they have and you're like, this team should be better than it is. But there hasn't been a single game, I don't think, this year where we have had a completely healthy roster. And I hate to use that as an excuse because these are major league guys. They should be able to adapt. But, we got Brendan Donovan in the offseason. We were so excited for him. I don't know where he's at. I think he died. I'm about to put his face on a milk carton because where is he? We don't even know what's wrong with him.
He was because we played you guys the second series of the year, I think.
I thought it was the first series.
It was the first.
It was the first series.
We split it, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember seeing him, but yeah, our guys on the broadcast today were talking. They're like, yeah, Brendan Donovan's gone. He went on the 10-day with a left groin muscle strain on May 17th.
I don't know if 10 days in baseball is different from normal people days. Is it longer than a business day? Because it's been like 34 business days.
So I have heard that because we were talking about this last week because Jose just had surgery on his hamate.
Right.
He's currently on the 10-day, but we know he's not getting back until after the All-Star game.
Right.
For hitters, there's only a 10-day and a 60-day. So if they don't think he's going to be out full 60 days, they just keep putting him on the 10-day over and over and over again.
Well, okay, so like a 60-day IL would be like what, a little over 2 months if you're counting like game days, right?
I don't know if it's game days or if it's
no, it's calendar days.
It's calendar days.
Okay.
And you have to make a corresponding.
So the other thing, 60 days that Brendan Donovan's been out.
The other thing with the 60-day IL, it also requires a corresponding 26-man and 40-man roster move, because technically they aren't part of the 40-man and 26-man roster if they're on the 60-day. If they're on the 10-day, it keeps them on the 26-man roster. Or it keeps them on the 40-man roster. So, like, there's some movement that gets funky where clubs don't necessarily want to have to make a move in the middle of the season and potentially have to DFA a piece. Like, that's the reason why it gets manipulated like that.
Then we're playing short, and then there's someone that we could, I don't know, potentially bring up to fill that gap that could, I don't know, hit a ball.
Maybe.
Ideally.
What a novel idea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we had exactly. We definitely have been feeling those pains also because Jose Angel Martinez and Chase DeLauder, who came back today, but they were all three in one game. I don't know if you saw this, but like 2 weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago,
something like that. Yeah,
it's been a minute, but they all got injured the same game. They were our 1, 2, and 3 hitters that game.
I know.
All got injured and all got pulled out. And the crazy thing is, an umpire went out sick that same game.
I saw that too. Like, okay, so
no one was safe.
Like, where do you get a fourth one? Do they?
No, they don't. That's the crazy part because they just play with 3 umpires. So later that game, after the umpire went out, there was a check swing that Hedges tried to appeal to third base on, but there was no third base umpire because he went out sick. Like literally, you see Hedgie like gesture to third base and then his hands go up on his helmet like, oh my god, there's no one there, I can't appeal.
So you're just screwed at that
and they're
point.
just like, sorry,
right,
checked.
That's so just quick, in hockey they have what's called an emergency backup goalie, where if a goalie and the backup go out, there's a guy that's just kind of hanging out there that could be a goalie for either team. So
it kind of sounds like a backup catcher. Like
except sometimes it's the stadium Zamboni driver and he gets the win.
Correct. Carolina Hurricanes. What's up?
That's amazing. Did that actually happen?
It did.
David Ayers.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
it happened for the Carolina Hurricanes. But what was funny, it was in Toronto that it happened, and it was the Toronto's emergency backup goalie that filled in for Carolina, so they got their own Zamboni driver.
And he was 42 at the time. This happened in like 2020, I think. It was great.
That's amazing.
Cool.
So what would that be? Would that be like a beer vendor, like coming down out of the stands to
that's
play?
The margarita man. The
guy that sells hot dogs up and down the road, be like, hot dog, nope.
To catch a Cade Smith fastball.
Good luck.
So funny thing about like backup catchers, we are now in Oops All Catchers land. I don't know if you've seen this.
I saw the meme. Yep, I saw the meme.
So we have Patrick Bailey and Austin Hedges, who are our 1 and our 2. David Fry is also, he's a super utility. When you say super utility, literally he plays every single thing on the field, including catcher. And also he pitched a game, not well, but he did pitch.
That was the game we lost like 22-6 or something.
Yeah. It was really bad.
I was the last person in the stands for that, I think.
His ERA is not pretty. But technically he did pitch.
Awful.
And then we've got Bailey, we have Fry, we have Hedges. We just called up Cooper Ingle, who was playing as a catcher in AAA. And then we also, I think technically, Gabby Arias could also potentially play catcher if, worst came to absolute worst. So I think that's kind of where our Zamboni driver is.
It'd be like if Alomar came back from being one of our coaches who was a catcher back in the 90s during like the good like 90s era Guardians, and imagine him going back and
and then we have at least like probably half a dozen catchers on the coaching staff, but I feel like that's every MLB team is.
Dan Wilson was a catcher. So, I mean, that's
and Vote obviously was a catcher. Sandy was a catcher. Right. Arnich was a catcher. Yeah, so we took Vote and Arnich from you.
You threw the puck in.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Sorry.
I forgot about that.
So I feel like in part the Mariners should get at least one of his Coach of the Year awards because he made it.
Those are ours?
Just like a little asterisk, like, thank you, Seattle Mariners. So that would be just an acknowledgement.
I mean, yeah, like we could definitely like put a little etching down at the bottom that says, thank you, Seattle Mariners, for your contributions to the Cleveland Guardians.
Just like an acknowledgement, like, hey, we built him, and then he built like the best pitching rotation and the Mariners pitching lab, and then he left us.
Boo.
But I cannot fault him for wanting to, grow in his career. Very happy for him.
Yes.
Like I'm glad he went to the Guardians because he didn't go to a team I hate.
Yes, that is kind of all. I was when Josh ended up getting traded. He was traded to you guys last year, right, Naylor?
At the deadline.
Yeah, I was happy to see him go there. He did not look super excited to be with the Diamondbacks. So, he seems to really have found a nice home in Seattle.
He is 10 toes down for Seattle. Like within his first
I love that for him.
Within his first week as a Mariner, he would have worn, I think, at least 2 other Seattle sports jerseys, including the Seattle Storm, the women's basketball team. So not only is he 10 toes down for Seattle, he's 10 toes down for Seattle women's sports.
Yes, I do. I love it. We do have a couple of our Cavs players. Hedgie has worn Browns and Cavs gear a lot when doing post games and we don't unfortunately have a very good social team. So they don't really do like walk-in photos anymore or anything like that. But occasionally we'll get reporters taking photos basically of these guys for us. And we'll see him. Yeah, exactly.
Hire us.
That is for another show, but
I will give them some grace. It is totally on the VP of like communications, and so like the social media falls under is old and does not understand the millennials down.
Hire us.
Years ago, they were so much better. They were so much better. I have no idea. It's only been in like the past like 2 to 3 years that they have really, really fallen off and just have decided to do the bare minimum at this point. And I don't know where the fault lies there. But again, another conversation for another day. And I could go on and on and on about that.
Seattle was cute though. They had like a fun thing with like all the kids of all the Seattle Mariners, the guys, like all the dads. It was really cute. I saw that a couple months ago.
Yeah. Did you see the like little video short that they did with that? It's like all the new dads.
That's what I
that
was so cute. I couldn't handle it.
What was even funnier too is I dead ass, I don't think Josh was actually holding his child.
It didn't look like it.
No.
He was holding
it looked like a fake.
That was not a baby because he's been so private. Was he like that when he was with you guys? He was just super private.
He went from being very loud and then all of a sudden he was just quiet and like was stoic.
I wonder if now he's got a family and he doesn't like want all that kind of attention on them. I don't know, but he has been pretty private with us. Like we didn't even know like if he had a boy or a girl.
Yeah, it wasn't until you wore those cleats on Father's Day, right? That we actually anyone knew.
Yeah, well, and people were like, "Well, yeah, he's wearing blue. It's Father's Day," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand."
Yeah,
this man, there's Easter eggs, there's hits.
Yeah.
But even before he had his kid,
they never announced it like officially.
They never announced it. Didn't say what he was having. But like one day he wore like a pink belt, and we're like, "Oh my god, he's having a girl!" And the next game he wore a blue belt, and we're like, "Wow!"
God damn it, Josh, he's trolling.
You just gotta pay attention to the stories because he'll post his wife's music, and then sometimes that'll have hints in there.
So I follow his wife on Insta, and I'm fairly certain I sent a couple of these because she released a song late in her pregnancy, and she normally wears like skimpier dresses, tight fitting clothes because she's kind of like she's a Latin music star.
Yeah.
And she was wearing very baggy clothing. Exactly. She was on a bed holding a pillow over her stomach. And I'm sitting here staring at this and like going through her Insta and staring. And I sent a bunch of things to Nicole, like rapid fire. I think she's pregnant. Like, don't tell my, like, am I insane? Does she look pregnant? And Nicole and I both did conclude that she was in fact pregnant, and we were correct. She was pregnant.
Nothing
But yeah.
gets past us, just so you know.
If you scroll through Nicole and I's chat history, the amount of we also discovered when Kevin Love's wife was pregnant with her second kid, because I was staring at a photo of her and I'm like, she's a very skinny model, and I'm like, that's a belly. That woman does not have a belly, and she has a belly.
Right.
Yeah, it's just between us. It's not like I'm sending this stuff out into the world. Like, I'm not putting them on blast or anything. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of gossip and
investigative
chat.
journalism.
Yes, investigative journalism. That's exactly what it is. Just between the two of us.
Ground. Boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground, exactly. Boots on Insta.
But yeah, like ever since he's been in Seattle, he's been super just all about it. And it's like the people in Seattle love baseball. They love the Mariners. But when you compare it to most markets, it's not real big. So he doesn't really get that kind of attention, which I think is kind of like a perfect medium for him. But one of my favorite things that happened when he first joined the Mariners was people speculating how he would react to the Trident. Because I don't know if you know this, that's a real trident. It is metal. It is a metal trident.
I love it. That's my favorite.
So when he got traded, people like they look at him and like he's got RBF. Let's be real.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He's got RBF. And so people are like, "Oh my God, Josh Naylor's going to stab somebody with a trident."
Yes.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Like,
well, of course.
Well, he's stabbed someone before.
Yeah, he has a history. Have you heard this story?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
Because he was originally drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays, and when he was in the minor league system, it was allegedly a joke. Nothing came out of it, but like he might have stabbed his roommate in the hand with like a kitchen knife.
Oh.
So like, he has a history of headbutting elderly coaches too. So
yeah.
There's a very real fear if someone gets impaled.
Yeah. No,
that's the smoke.
That's
hilarious. So wait, when he got there, people started calling him Big Grumper.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
To like partner him with Cal. But like honestly, he's not grumpy. He looks like he's grumpy, but
he's very serious about baseball.
Yes, for sure. And it's the eyebrows.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
Yeah. But he is cheesing all of the time. He's genuinely, I think, happy to be there. And he's also adopted 2 new little brothers. So he's now an older brother of 4. He is so just like he's so big brother to Colt Emerson and Cole Young. Like they're almost his other kids. Yeah. But he picks on them like an older brother would. But he's like, but he's super like just into them and was always hyping them up. And he's
nice that he's kind of like taken on that vet role for a couple guys and being supportive of them.
Like being a veteran, but not like being that like mentor figure that just kind of like that support.
Yeah.
It's like if you're looking for a mentor figure, that's JP Crawford. But Josh is there to kind of like he might tell you like what needs to be heard, but then he's also going to support you and he's also going to go to war for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is definitely the kind of guy who will, die for his teammates.
Mm-hmm. Small correction so we don't get some actuallys in the comments.
Go ahead.
He was drafted by the Marlins, not the Rays. My bad.
Florida
fish team. 50-50. I failed.
Both are in Florida. Both are sea creatures. Potato.
Close enough.
Can we talk? Sorry if this is like deviating too much about how many Ohioans are on the Mariners.
I'm going to bring that up. Oh my God.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as an Ohio Mariners fan, I'm sure you're like,
like, oh my God, my boys.
Yes.
Yes, because
there's like 3 or 4 of them, right?
There's 3.
It's 3. Colt Emerson is from Zanesville. And
New Concord area,
and Dominic Canzone from the Cleveland area. I don't remember exactly where.
He went to
But they're
Walsh
from
Jesuit.
Cleveland
Yeah, one of
suburbs.
them went to Walsh Jesuit, which is a little bit south, like
Yeah.
Medina area. My cousin went to Walsh Jesuit
So did mine, yeah.
way before he did.
Mine may have gone at the same time as, but I haven't asked her about it yet.
Yeah,
I
Colt
think there's one from
Emerson.
Hinkley, maybe too. I'm not sure, but
Colt Emerson went to John Glenn High School.
Yes, that's Cleveland.
oh yeah,
Luke
yeah.
No.
Braley
John Glenn High School's in New Concord, Ohio.
Oh, is it?
It's
What
in
am
the
I
same
thinking of
town
then?
as where I went to university. So
Oh,
that's
I'm thinking of another named high school in Cleveland. That's like really good at football.
John Carroll.
Yeah.
No, that's
it's
a college.
University.
Yeah. There's another
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school with like a guy's name that has put
There are
out
a
a
lot of
lot of football players. Tony Gwynn went there. Okay, anyways, we're getting off of track. Well, it's not a football podcast, Megan.
Yeah, and then Luke Braley, I think, is the one that's from Hinkley.
Yeah, I think because both my cousins are from Hinkley and went to Walsh Jesuit, so I need to ask them, and they would have overlapped, and I need to talk to them about it.
Yeah, that's really fun. And then bonus, also Dominic Canzone was an Ohio State Buckeye.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
One of them I
would have played with Dylan Dingler around the same time, right?
I think so. I think Canzone's a wee bit older.
There's like a whole rash of Ohio boys that got drafted a couple of years back, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, it honestly surprised me.
But what's fun too is the Mets have a guy who's a rookie this year who is from the town that I currently live in.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, not to dox myself too much, but
it's the place where you currently live. We don't need to say it, but
it's a decent sized suburb. They're not gonna find me.
No, it's fine. We're good. And if they do find you, they have way too much weird time on their hands. So
like you weirdo.
That's odd. Don't do that. Don't be weird, guys. God.
We'll hurt you if you do that.
Yes.
Mark my words, I'll come after you.
Nicole and I have investigative journalism amateur degrees. So don't you trust me when I tell you there are things that we have dug up and have found that will worry some people.
Love that.
Anyways,
no Instagram user safe.
But also same, so I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys.
Yes. Okay, we'll get a group chat going. We'll do I'll include you next time, Mary, so that we can all geek out about our.
Oh my god, the pregnancies I've heard about.
How I found someone is potentially pregnant.
How I found out about Joey Eats.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if I should tell anybody.
So I don't know if you have seen this, Shay, but our pitcher Joey Cantillo over the past couple months has started. He's kind of the foodie of the team now that Tier Will Brennan's gone. We miss him. R.I.P. Will Brennan, but not really R.I.P. So he started a food channel on Instagram, and he just posted a video where it was him, Daniel Sheeman, Kyle Manzardo, Travis Bazzana, and Will Dion, who has since been sent back down to Columbus. He was a pitcher. They went to a kind of a steak place in.
It looked like Korean barbecue, I think.
Okay, yeah. Kind of the cook your meat at the table type of place.
Yeah.
Those places rule, by the way.
It looked amazing.
There's so much fun. We have to go anyway. Okay.
And yes, Caught Lookin night out at Korean barbecue.
Yes, let's do it.
But it's an adorable little video where Joey is like trying to like teach. First of all, he's trying to teach Schneeman how to eat rice with chopsticks, and Schneeman is just failing. Our sweet little Utah Mormon boy just cannot deal with the chopsticks in the rice. Like he is struggling. And then there was another one where Joey was describing steak tartare on like a toasted baguette or something like that, and because he introduces each food, talks about what it is, and then he turns to Will Dion, who is this young minor league pitcher who got up and down for a little bit, and he's like, what do you think? And he takes a bite of it, and he's like, oh, it's like beef on toast. And Joey just blinks at him for a minute and is just like, okay.
like no, but I'm mad that you're kind of correct.
Like pure himbo energy. It was beautiful.
Sweet baby.
Yes, truly sweet baby. And then Joey at the end is talking about how full he is and how stuffed he is. And then Bazana comes on. He's like, but I saw that there's ice cream. We're getting ice cream, right, guys? We're getting ice cream.
Well, yes, because when you always have room for ice cream because it melts
Always.
and it melts and it fills in the cracks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get it. You get it.
I never considered that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I
that.
used that when I was a child just to justify why I could always have ice cream even though I was so full after dinner.
I will not tell my children that ever.
No.
No, they don't
I
need
will
to
tell
know
your
that.
children that.
But yeah, it was a really cute and funny video.
Yeah.
Again, because of our problematic social media team, I'm very glad that Joey shared that with us and made
Yeah.
me
Although
feel
I will
closer to our
say,
players.
he probably shouldn't go on there during a game because one time he liked a comment of mine that I left about Il Rione Pizza. Fantastic pizza, shout out. But I left a comment, like I could tell that was Il Rione before he even said it, whatever, fucking hell. But he liked it in the middle of a very bad game we had, and I'm like, why are you doing this right now? Go away. Go
He's like, I'm in the dugout trying to avoid looking at this game. That's what I'm
Joey?
doing right now. No phones in the dugout. We learned this from Class A.
That's what I was thinking. That's where my brain went. I'm like, what are you doing, sir? But if you want to take the girls out for fun food time, we would love to do it. I'm
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
I can show you around Cleveland.
That's one of the things I appreciate a lot about the Mariners is they have a really heavy social media presence. And that's really what attached me to them is that I feel like I know the players. Like I feel like we're friends because I know I can see their personalities. Like they put out videos all the time of their little adventures that they go on. Like when I think it was last year when they went to Cincinnati, Brian Wu and Bryce Miller went to Skyline for the first time.
Oh no.
and Brian Wu is from California and Bryce Miller is a good old boy from Texas. So they had never had anything like Skyline before. And
oh my God.
yeah, so that was a lot of fun. They will pair up a couple of players and do lie detector tests. Like they do the little digital video shorts of just like there was one earlier in the season where they were like testing out new bats, like a play on the torpedo bat, and like one of them was like a sledgehammer. And then at the end of it, you see Josh Naylor, and he's got one that's shaped like a hockey stick. But yeah,
of course
so,
he does.
like they do these little things where you get a peek at like who the player is as like JP Crawford the man and Julio Rodriguez the man, not the ball player. And so I feel like that's it introduces them to who they are like as people, and I really, really enjoy that. Also, the Mariners follow me on Twitter, so
Oh shit.
I'm so jealous that you have an admin that wants to interact with you guys.
they're so much fun.
It makes me, I know, and the Twins admin is very similar in that they are always, we have a lot of Twins friends too, obviously being a AL Central team.
Yeah.
And their admin is always being very silly with them and stuff. And I'm like just DMing them. I'm like, what? Why? Why not us? Why not me?
Be me.
Why can't you love me?
I have a great time with their social media. But yeah, like they were doing like a follow spree a couple years ago where it's like if you like this post within an hour, like we'll follow you back or something like that. And I missed it by like 3 minutes. And I had posted something about how like my admin, do you know that this means the world to me? And then they said we do now, and then they followed me.
I love that for you. Though I will say, was it last year, 2 years ago? So my birthday is in February, and it normally falls around this. It's February 20th, so it falls around the first spring training game normally. So no baseball on my birthday, just pretend baseball.
I get that.
But they were doing the photo shoots that day. So the headshots, and then also they do a bunch of like funny stuff, for theme days. So they were doing, they have a Star Wars theme day every year. So they were doing some Star Wars stuff, and they posted a video of, Hedgie being a dummy with Jedi robes on and a lightsaber. And I think he was wearing like a Yoda hat or something. And he's just like, shh, shh. And I always comment, and I'm like, this was for me. But I put it, like, this was for my birthday, and I'm going to tell myself that, and no one else can tell me wrong. And then admin did reply and said this was specifically for you, and I'm like,
love that.
It's the one time I've been like acknowledged by admin.
That's beautiful. That's special.
I forgot about
Sometimes.
the Guardians, the Caught Lookin meetup when we had them all like
That's
out of
true.
nowhere.
They were in our Insta. Yeah, we did a all of us went to go see a game a couple weeks back, and we posted a group pic of us on our Caught
I
Lookin
saw
Insta.
with the hats. Those hats are so cute.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
so
made
that's
them.
yes, Mary works at a place that does embroidery, so she did those all for us.
When Ash came and visited Seattle with me and Ryan, she was wearing hers, and I immediately clocked it. I was like, "That's a Caught Lookin hat, isn't it?" Because I'd
I
listen to the podcast because I support my bestie and her friends.
Yes,
I
we love that.
just
Thank you
met
for
up.
listening.
I had just met up with her a week or no, the day before that. I was in New York and I'd never been to a Mets game before, like in at a Mets. I'd never been to another stadium other than Progressive Field, the Jake, whatever. And so I got to meet up with her for like a inning or so. Yeah.
Yay!
Then I got drunk on mojitos.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Well, one, but
Absolutely.
Still,
That,
I mean,
they
sometimes it
got
only
strong
takes
drinks
one.
there.
it was so good though. It was one of the best mojitos I've ever had. Anyway, that was a fun game. Anyway.
Oh. But yeah, admin was in our mentions on that picture.
I love
So
that.
I hopped on Twitter for a hot second, and John Boy has already picked up the video of speaking of
Of
Naylor
course
and
he
Hedgie.
is.
Yeah.
Good.
So if you're interested, and so there was an altercation today between Josh Naylor and Austin Hedges. Josh Naylor was hit by a pitch. Our broadcast and some of the players on the Guardians team seem to think that Josh stuck his elbow out to get hit on purpose. Some of our guys took umbrage with that and apparently started hollering at him. John Boy is saying, so there was also some back and forth between what Hedgie was potentially saying on the field. John Boy does seem to think it's literally nobody likes you, but I thought it was maybe nobody asked you, but
It's possible. I mean, like,
I'm not 100% certain. I'm
it's
not.
not a science,
Yeah, yeah.
if like I said in that comment to you, if you think about it hard enough, you can make it look like they're saying anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
like you said in comments, the bad lip reading, you can see it
yeah,
right there.
right. Like that's obviously
Yeah.
not what they're saying, but like the way that you make it sound, like, oh yeah, that does look like what he's saying. So like, who really knows? They know, but
Yeah.
like my issue was not that they were chirping, chirp each other,
Oh,
you're not,
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
aren't
Yeah.
teammates anymore. It was just the content of the chirp saying that nobody likes you, and I'm like, that's silly to say.
That's also a
That's not
lie.
true.
Yeah. It's weird. So there is a little bit of backstory there. One, Hedgie and Josh were on the Padres together, and then they both got traded to the Guardians together.
Okay.
So Hedgie is one of his longer tenured teammates. I don't know exactly how long, but they were together for several years, playing together on the Padres and on the Guards. Now, there are plenty of pictures of Josh and Hedgie when they were on the Guardians together, embracing and being nice to each other and loving on each other. There were rumors going around that Josh was unhappy towards the end of his tenure with the Guardians. Some of the things that I personally have heard was that he won Aaron Savali, a pitcher, was one of his really good friends on the Guardians, and he got traded, for Kyle Manzardo, who ended up becoming Josh's replacement. So when his bestie got traded and his replacement was the kickback for that trade, people said that he started getting grumpy, he started getting mad, he started not playing as well as he should.
Yeah, I hadn't
Yeah,
heard any of that. I didn't know any of that.
yeah,
I don't think it was that he was just his replacement, but he had to work like alongside him too up until like the end of the season.
Yeah,
Or end of 2024.
you get to train your newer, younger models.
That's what it felt like to me. Yeah. That's
so
no
and then they, obviously traded Josh. There was no talk, it sounds like, between the front office and Josh of attempting to extend him or re-sign him. I can't remember, was he at the end of his he wasn't a free agent, no, because we did trade him because we got Saccone.
One more year, because I remember hearing an interview with him saying, I mean, that's what they're known for doing that. I kind of expected it was going to happen. I don't remember where I heard that, but I heard it.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see the chirping between Austin because Austin's normally a really fun, happy-go-lucky type of guy.
Yeah.
He's not the kind of guy to normally he's normally kind of the guy that tries to settle things down, at least from what I have seen over the years, being one of his bigger fans.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure Mary can also
I was going to say,
attest
can
that,
confirm.
yes, that in her watching, since she is also a very one of the bigger Austin Hedges fans, can agree with me.
And in defense of Austin Hedges, I feel like anybody who does not support the team that Josh Naylor is on doesn't always like him.
Yes. And
and so like there's also that aspect of it where like, yeah, like I recognize too. I'm not one of those people who's like always going to be completely biased toward my team. Like I will recognize when my player's doing something that's not nice or not good, and like he can be kind of an asshole sometimes. But that's just that's how he plays. And so and again, he also is that big brother where he's always just kind of like,
poking.
Yeah, like poking, like
yeah. Being on both sides of the coin of that as a previously, he was on the Guardians. We loved him. We loved his fire. We loved, like the White Sox game where he came in and hit 2 home runs and just went absolutely ape shit on
Is that when he was charging at the dugout and like throwing his helmet?
I want all the smoke. I want all the fucking smoke. Yeah.
Honestly, I want that Josh. Yeah. I want that Josh back.
I miss that Josh so much. He like stopped after that.
Yeah.
The Mariners need that Josh. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because like I was saying earlier with the injuries, like not only we not have Brendan Donovan, we lost Cal for a significant portion of time. And even before we hadn't lost him, he was clearly not at his best. I honestly think that he hurt himself at the World Baseball Classic because he was not sharp there. And it was an oblique injury. So being, swinging, obviously that's going to hurt, but you also think he's a switch hitter. So it doesn't matter which way he's swinging, left or right, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And they took way too long to put him on the IL. And it was the first time he's been on the IL in his career. So I think there was that aspect too. He wanted to play through it. He didn't want to go on IL, but like, so we lost him. Julio went out for a hot second. We've lost pitchers. Like our best relief pitcher started the season on IL, came off for like 2 or 3 games and was great, but then tweaked something else. So now he's gone again. And it's, now we have the rotation being what it is. Like we need some kind of spit and grit to reignite this because it just feels like they're flatlining.
Yeah. That's definitely rough. We've had a couple of those moments. I know back in specifically 2023 was a really, really rough year. There was no energy in the clubhouse. They just felt flat and they felt like they could never come back from anything. And come to find out, a lot of it was because Hedgie wasn't there anymore. And that was, Jose has come out, or at least rumored based on a story of a reporter in the clubhouse, that but Jose specifically called out saying Hedges is who we're missing. If we had him, we wouldn't be in this mess, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, having that guy to step up and kind of like fire everybody up and show some emotion can be helpful to the team. So hopefully we see that spark back in him, and at some point he kind of picks it back up. He doesn't need to go all the way to I want the fucking smoke. He doesn't need to bring back Rock the Baby. I think we can let that lie.
I want that.
All right. I want that. So I will say, as the initial Rock the Babies are fun, but then when you do it in a losing game in Yankee Stadium, and they start, even now, some Yankees will still rock the baby on us. And I'm like, guys, he's not even fucking here anymore. Half this team wasn't born when he rocked the baby on you guys.
Was it Garrett Cole?
I think so.
Was it Garrett Cole?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. That dork.
Yeah, so rocking the baby is really cool when you're winning, but when
you better make sure you're winning.
Exactly. You better win the game. You better come back and not lose that game, or else it's going to feel...
Headbutting your manager is ill-advised, especially when your manager is elderly.
Oh, did you see that, Shay? Him headbutting Tito?
No.
Yeah. A couple of years back, and then did he do Sam's helmet, and then Tito went and got the helmet?
No, he had it. No, he had the helmet on. I think that's why Josh actually went for the headbutt.
Okay.
So Josh headbutted the helmet on Tito, but like the next day or that night, his mom called him. Josh's mom called him and was like, "You need to apologize to your manager." And Josh was like, "For what?" And she's like, "You headbutted the man." Like he completely had blacked out and didn't even know he headbutted Tito until his mom called him and told him.
A year later, he bonked himself on the head with a bat when he got a home run. Yeah. That's like the last kooky thing he did in a uniform with us.
He's something else. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, when he gets going, he can be something else. So that's kind of like interesting seeing this today from him, and maybe this will spark him and make him want to, kind of be that guy again. Maybe not to the degree that he was.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to get I want all the fucking smoke Naylor back again. I think being a married man and a father has chilled him.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But if you ask Detroit Tigers fans, that's what he's like all the time, and he's Satan incarnate.
Oh yeah.
They still hate him, just in case you were wondering.
Good to know. How do the White Sox feel about him? Do we know yet? Have you guys played them?
Yes. They cannot stand seeing him because all he does is rake.
Good. I'm glad that he still hates the White Sox.
Yeah, I think he loves playing the White Sox. He loves playing against them. They don't like seeing him coming. But
we thankfully, I think, now that Khalil Watson is hitting, he did a really good job hitting against the White Sox once he settled in.
He's the only one.
Yeah, he was the only one who drove in like any of our runs during that White Sox series.
Love that guy.
Oh my god!
And the first Seattle game too. It was Khalil.
Mm-hmm.
He is the load bearing.
It's
right now.
He really is. Yeah, before Saturday, he had scored like 5 of the past 7 runs or something like that. It was insane.
So we don't play you guys again yet this year, do we?
No,
I don't think so. No, I think we just have the 2.
Then can I say respect? I mean this with all the respect in the world. Thank God I don't have to see Chase DeLauder ever again in my life. Please no. I'm tired.
You guys probably do have like PTSD war flashbacks.
4 home runs in 3 games. Get out of my face.
That was insane, man.
Get out of my ballpark.
And then he stopped.
Yeah.
And can I just say that is so impressive for him to do, number one, as a rookie.
Yeah.
And this is his first time ever doing it in T-Mobile Park, the hardest ballpark to hit in.
Crazy.
I drug test that man. Get him out of my ballpark.
That sweet boy has glass bones.
Oh no.
Paper skin.
Yeah. He was, oh my God. We have been begging for him to come up for years, but literally he could not because of the amount of times he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
So knock on wood. Someone find some wood to knock on for me, please.
I don't have any, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
knock on your head.
Yeah. He did come back today. But this is his first injury of the year, which honestly, impressive.
The most amount of games too he's ever done in a season ever.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So him being as healthy as he has been this year is actually very, very impressive for him.
Mm-hmm.
So fingers crossed we can keep that up. Fingers crossed his ribs don't explode inside of his chest anytime soon.
And shout out to the talented doctors and nurses at the Cleveland Clinic.
Hell yeah.
I bet they love seeing him coming like, ooh, Chase, what is it today?
Every time he walks in.
Let's get the interns in here.
Exactly. He is a teaching dummy, I'm sure, for them.
They just blast Country Roads Take Me Home every time he walks in the door.
And
I'm sure that's PTSD.
It gets louder as he walks in. They're like, okay.
Oh, this kid's back.
The saxophones are getting louder.
But it's Country Roads.
Yeah.
It's John Denver's Sweet Dulcet Tones.
Sweet Dulcet Tones.
Andrew, if you're listening, I need you to record a cover of Country Roads on your saxophone and post in the Discord, please. Science, we need it.
Shout out, Andrew.
If you need to add flute to it, I'll get.
Yeah, well, there you go. We can get a whole band going.
I got my guitars back here.
Perfect. We can't see.
Yeah,
I have a bass. Got my bassist over there. We could do this.
This is true. I got both of them. Yeah.
There are bands in other games too. We should get a Cleveland Guardians band going to set up in the bleachers to.
Seriously,
pay respects to John Adam.
I've been saying for years that there are tons of drummers in the music and DIY indie scenes that would gladly come and drum and be like fill-ins there. I have been saying this. My mouth to God, whatever. I need this to happen. I have friends who would do it. Like, come on.
Can they just bring their drums one day
I
and just be
know.
like, I'm
Like,
doing this.
there are tons
Please
of
let me
baseball.
do this.
I mean, hell, there are baseball punk bands who will do it. Like, literally, Baseball Project would probably do it. Like, anyway, I could go on. I won't, but
I hope so. One day we get somebody back to drum the drum, because that was just, my
We're
God.
losing the ancient text. The kids just slow clap now. They don't understand it has to be the same
Parks off.
rhythm.
Oh yeah, nobody knows how to keep rhythm anymore in Cleveland.
No.
Or when to do it properly.
Yeah.
I think one thing we did forget to talk about, aside from Chase coming back, we also did, which when Chase came back, Petey Halpin got sent down, which I think is honestly the best choice. I think Petey was always kind of like a filler for this area. He's just kind of a body at this point. Like, his defense is pretty good.
They like him to get everyday at bats too in Columbus, so he stays fresh. So when he
Yes.
does have to come up, he's not having to slot back in.
Yeah. So hopefully, I think that sounds like probably who
fine.
he's going to be. He's just going to be taxi squad, filling in when we need him. But we had yet another rookie make his debut 2 days ago on Saturday now, right? Yeah, it was Saturday. Cooper Ingle was called up.
Yep, Friday.
And
The Friday,
Was
but
it
he
Friday?
had his first hit
Yeah.
on Saturday.
oh yeah. Sorry, I'm getting all my days confused. Sorry, guys.
Whatever. It's all mush.
I know, right?
Time is fake.
So yeah, Cooper Ingle was called up for this series. Corresponding move was Stuart Child DFA'd. Rest in peace,
Stuart Fairchild.
Stuart Fairchild.
Not Stuart Child.
Did I say Stuart Child? Stuart Fairchild.
Yeah, I love it.
He's
though.
not on the team anymore. Taiwanese legend. Good for you, big guy. But yeah, he really wasn't doing too much. So he had to go, unfortunately. But Cooper came up, which, honest to God, I'm pretty sure you can hear me on previous episodes saying Cooper Ingle will never get called up this year. It's just, I'm sorry. Okay.
Honestly,
It's okay to be wrong.
I heard that on one of the previous episodes. and the episode I was listening to was after Friday. So he had just been called up, and I'm like, I'm about to make her a liar.
It's okay to be wrong when it's good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not mad that I'm wrong. I have never said that I am knowledgeable. I just enjoy baseball. I just like talking about it. But yeah, he did get called up. But I think something that I can say, and that he will still hold true, is that unless we are up like 22-0, I don't think he will be taking any appearances at catcher. I think that's something that we can most likely agree on.
I have a question actually
Yeah, what's
about
up?
him. So you said he was catcher, and he's in the outfield now.
Yes.
Is there a reason that he is in Kwan's spot?
So Quan has been, one, we don't really have a steady center fielder.
Okay.
It's kind of been like a weird spot for us where we haven't been able to find somebody to fill in that, and right field. We have not been able to find, right field has kind of always been a platoon spot for us for a very long time. I think we're going on like a good decade of having a different opening day right fielder every year.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a different guy all the time. So I think we've kind of just
Shu Chu. He was the last back-to-backer.
Okay, so more than 10 years probably at this point. But yeah, and center field has kind of fallen into that rut too ever since Miles Straw left. So Quan decided, they were talking to him, and he said that he would attempt to play some center field this year, to see if that could also be a good fit, and maybe we could put some of our other guys in left field. So that's why Quan's kind of moving around. So we brought up Cooper Ingle. So yes, he originally was drafted and coming through the minor league system as a catcher, but Cleveland prides themselves, their catchers, on being very good game managers, very good pitch callers, very good defensive catchers. They really, really pride themselves on, they really value defense and catchers. Hence the trade for Patrick Bailey when we traded for Bailey and then we sent down Bo, because Bo also was not doing the best at in-game management and pitch calling. I mean, you can see the difference between our pitchers between when Bo caught them earlier this year and when Bailey is catching them now. There is a stark difference between those starts. And why also we've kept Hedges on for as long as we have at this point, even though he was not the best offensively. So because we have such strong defensive catchers, where in God's name was Cooper going to go? Because also his game management and his pitch calling is not the best. He is not the best catcher on our team, by a long shot. So probably only like the past 2 weeks they have started putting him in the outfield. He did play outfield in college, I believe. I think they said that on broadcast today.
There's something there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's a completely foreign concept for him.
Yeah, like here, welcome to the majors. Now you get to catch in the outfield. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you could kind of see it. He was playing Kyle Raleigh a little too deep on his first hit of the game. So he wasn't able to make it in, but he's probably, he's unsure. So he would rather play a little bit deeper so he could run in and get the ball than, let the ball go over his head or, hit the wall, which, playing a ball, you can still see Quan run into some issues during this weekend. One of the balls hit the outfield wall and caromed in a weird way, and Quan had to run after it. So yeah, they love his bat. He got his first hit and drove in 2 runs. He was raking in AAA. He had a 3 home run game the other day before he got called up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're like, now with our 3, well, now that Chase is back, but prior to that, Jose, Angel, and Chase were all basically, like, I would say 75% of our offensive output at that point.
Right.
So losing them was a huge, huge blow for us. So we were trying to call up, obviously we called up a couple different guys to try and fill the space. They couldn't figure it out. Thankfully, it looks like they're stabilizing a little bit. We went 3-3 this week, 2 losses and a win against the White Sox, 2 wins and a loss against the Mariners. So hopefully we're kind of on the upswing. But yeah, they're like, we need more offense in here now. Obviously, Fairchild was also not going to be it. I think he was just a placeholder until we could get Engel semi-ready. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be holding him here for, I don't know how long. He most likely won't finish the season here, especially when Angel comes back, because he's an outfielder. He's also actually a guy who Angel was originally an infielder, right? But I
think so.
Put him in the outfield because that's where we need bodies.
He's pretty good in the outfield though. So
yeah, he's has done well.
Yeah.
Playing there and figuring himself out.
Something similar happened with the Mariners when they brought up Colt Emerson, because he's been consensus our #1 prospect for a while. And when they called him up, they initially put him at third, and we're like, well, that's weird. That's not where he plays. He's a shortstop. Well, J.P. Crawford is our shortstop, and he's the veteran. He's the solid guy. Yep. And they brought up Colt to take Brendan Donovan's place because Brendan Donovan was at third. But then J.P. got hurt. So they got to put Colt at shortstop. And they did some weird moving around. They put Cole Young at shortstop for at one point. And they brought up Ryan Bliss and put him at second. It was weird. It only lasted a couple of games, but it was weird. And then when JP came back, there's been this feeling not from the team and the players, but from the fans, that JP had some kind of resentment toward Colt and the team bringing him up because he's the veteran and he was taking his place. That's never been the case. JP has been so supportive of Colt and his journey and coming up, to the point where when JP came back, he started taking ground balls and fielding at third base because he wants to stay with the team. And he will do whatever he can to stay with the team. When JP was drafted, he was drafted by the Phillies. And he said toward the end of his Phillies tenure that he almost quit baseball because it was so hard for him to play in that market.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough fan base to play in front of.
The fan base was really hard on him. The pressure was really difficult. So then he got traded to the Mariners, and he said it reignited his love for baseball. So he is willing to do whatever he can to stay with the Mariners.
That's nice.
And that's now become moving to third base, because he was our star shortstop for a long, long time. He actually, if I might be wrong a little bit, but I want to say he has played the most games at shortstop now in Mariners history, surpassing A-Rod.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's been our longest tenured shortstop, but he doesn't really care about the position so much as being a Mariner.
That's great to have guys on the team like that. I mean, we kind of have that in Jose too. I mean, obviously now third base is his position, and that will always be his position until, he can't play it anymore. But prior to that, I feel like he was bouncing around a little bit. And I feel like that's kind of where Angel is right now. You can see that he really, like, he gloms on to Jose in the club, in the dugout. He is right by Jose all the time, trying to emulate him, and be, you can see the work ethic in him, trying to be like Jose.
Right.
And definitely, is the same kind of thing where, like, hey, obviously I don't have a home on the, infield right now because Jose's got third. Rocchio's basically made his home at shortstop. Bazana got called up and he was a first round draft pick, so he's getting second base. He's not really, Angel's not a first baseman. So he's like, yeah, if I have to go into the outfield, that's where I'll go. Go ahead and, I'll hang out with JT McGuire and we'll, run some drills and I'll get better out there. And he has. He's done a really good job kind of, finding his home out there. So hopefully at some point we'll have like a center fielder that we can actually say this is our guy and he's going to stay here for a while.
We have the exact opposite because we have Julio and we have Julio. The only time we've ever not had Julio in center field is the one game where he was injured.
Oh, one day we'll find our Julio.
I hope that for you. I want that for you.
Sorry, I write down titles as we go. Funny little things that we say.
I just threw it in the chat.
All right, well, I think that will be it tonight. Thank you so much, Shay, for joining us. I hope you guys drove safely. Thank you, fiance Ryan, for being the designated podcast driver. We appreciate you greatly.
Yay.
Thank you, Nicole and Mary, for joining me tonight. And that will be it. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. And be sure to follow us on your favorite podcasting app and all of our social channels so you don't miss a thing. And as always, whether you are here for the hot takes, the heartbreaks, or the home runs, don't get caught looking. Go Guards.
I was here for the heartbreak.
I think, that's kind of how we are. There's always going to be heartbreak.
My life is just a rotating amount of heartbreak.
Bars.